Welcome all of you to Cleveland History Days. I'm Chris Ronayne, president of University Circle Incorporated and also chair of Canalway Partners, who's bringing to you their third annual Cleveland History Days. For the next 10 days, today we're broadcasting live from the Cozad-Bates house here in University Circle. The home is scheduled to open in 2020. It's a very timely year for this home to open to reflect on who we are as Americans, as citizens of this world, and how we can be better brothers and sisters to one another. So it is now my pleasure to talk a little bit more about that with one of our foremost community advisory committee members who's been with us all throughout this process. Dr. Ronnie Dunn of Cleveland State University. He's the Chief Diversity Officer at CSU. He's a good friend. Hello, Ronnie. Hello, Dr. Dunn.
How are you?
And so many initiatives at Cleveland State University. Project 400, I want you to talk about as well, Dr. Dunn. If you would, you've been a really wonderful member of this committee that's helped renovate this space. I see you possibly in your home office today, Zooming with us on Facebook Live. Can you tell us a little bit about the house at Cozad-Bates, which you're very familiar with, what you think it means to our community, and then just refer me just a little bit about Project 400 and what you're doing with Cleveland State and the partners over here at Case Western.
Yes, working on this project has really been a very significant and critical activity for myself. I've been honored to serve on this advisory committee with some of my professors and mentors, Dr. Dorothy Salem, as well as Paul Hill, who I always refer to as my professor, among others. The Cozad-Bates House is a little known treasure that we have here in the city of Cleveland that really will enable us to tell the true history and the full history of our country. As we all know, we're living in historic times at this moment. You know, Chris mentioned Project 400. That was an initiative we kicked off at Cleveland State last September to commemorate a year-long observation commemorating the 400-year anniversary of the first Africans brought to what is now the United States in 1619. And when we kicked that off and partnering with various community organizations, Case Western Reserve, university hospitals, and others that help support that, we said we wanted it to be more than a year-long observation and commemoration, but to be catalytic in addressing racial and structural racism. Well, needless to say, we had no idea what this year would entail and that we would be in this moment that we are. But the Cozad-Bates house symbolizes an opportunity for us to tell the full American story and Ohio and Cleveland's role in that. And that's little known history. So much of the Cleveland's role on the Underground Railroad is known and appreciated by our residents as well as the rest of the country. I've been a student and learning myself as I've been engaged in this undertaking. So as we know, we just had a national history lesson last week with Juneteenth. Many weren't aware of that holiday. So now this will add to that national discussion that we're having of correcting the history and telling the full story.